Back here on another week of Jacked Up Recap. I'm Cody Lefkowitz, the voice of your Jackalopes, and this week we're going to be with number 18, Tyler Pietrowski. You didn't start with the team, but you're here now, and the team's very happy for it. So let's start off. Let's talk about last weekend. You guys were in Lone Star, a very tough rink to play in, against a very physical team, a tough team, the first-place team in pretty much the league. But you guys were able to come away with 3 out of 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, we had all 4 lines rolling. We played on the edge. We really took the body, and, I mean, we played solid defense. I think that's huge. We need to keep doing that and really executing the little things, and every guy's putting in work, so I think that's the key.
Now, you guys lost Ryan McKellar twice this season, and the last time you guys lost him, he was on the line with both you and Noah Poindexter, and it was a gritty line. It was a line that would get in there. It would hit. That was a lot of the purpose of it. Not a lot of goal scorers and a lot of point guys between the three of you. But you guys made a huge difference, whenever you were out there on the ice. And losing Ryan McKellar was tough, but Rowan Savadant in last weekend filled the role pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. Macker's a good guy to have on your line. He's always going 100 miles per hour, and obviously Pointy, solid centerman. I like playing with them a lot, but Savvy definitely stepped up and took the role. Getting pucks in, forechecking, kind of played like McKellar. Obviously, he's got a little, you can tell he's a defenseman, but he did the job, and, I mean, he was a big part of the win and the tie.
And defense is a huge part for you guys. The defense has been solid, and when they're solid, it's always a close game. You won the first game 2-1, took the second game into overtime, lost it 2-1 in overtime. But your number one defender always has to be your goaltender, and Johnny Hogue played outstanding last week.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but in that barn, Hoagie really stands on his head, so hopefully he can keep it up, and this last stretch here, he can really play tough like he has been.
Now, it's going to be tough to get into the playoffs. You guys are in 5th place right now, trailing Corpus Christi by about 6.5 games. There's still a lot of season left, though. 15 games left, and you have to pretty much outmatch them in 6.5 games. You play them 2 more times. You play Wichita Falls 3 more. You play a lot of tough teams, but so do they. How are you guys going to work your way back in?
We're to the point where we need to win every game, like tying and giving up points. We just can't do that anymore. So, I mean, we just got to look at one game at a time. Like these 2 games this weekend are huge, even though we're not really chasing Shreveport. We need these 2 points, and obviously the 2 Corpus games, and like you said, the Witchy games. Those are the key games to win.
Well, Shreveport is actually tied with Wichita Falls for second, and they're only a half game ahead of Corpus Christi. It's really close up there, 2nd to 4th. Lone Stars ran away with it already in 1st place. We're scratching at the heels of all these teams. You guys go into Shreveport this weekend for 2, and then back home for 2 against Shreveport next week. This can be a huge swing. How do you guys come out and take the first 2 games?
I mean, we just got to go out there and play like we did last weekend. We got to play solid defense. We got to take bodies. We got to have all 4 lines going. Everyone's got to be going just like last weekend, and maybe bury a few more pucks. That would help.
All right, now let's go on. Let's do a Meet the Player segment where we get to know a little bit more about Tyler Pietrowski. So let's start it off about your path here to Odessa. You're from Curtis, Ohio, right near the border of Michigan. Played your midget career in Michigan, then decided for juniors you would go out east. You went to Pennsylvania, played for Philadelphia Junior Flyers. Then you went up to Canada earlier this year and then found your way to Odessa. Talk a little more about that.
Yeah, I grew up playing with Zecker and against Savvy and a couple other guys. So, yeah, I knew them. Zach's been my best friend since we played minors together. So he's been trying to get me to come here the last couple of years. And I've been in Philly the last 2 years. And then I took the jump up to the BC. And it wasn't a great fit, different hockey than it is here. And I talked to Zecker, and he really wanted me to come down here, and I took up the offer, and I loved it down here ever since. So,
why did you decide to go to the BC this year? Why did you decide that Merritt was the place to go instead of coming here like Zach said?
Well, there was a few guys from the league I played in, the EHL, who took that jump, same route I did, and they got Division I scholarships. And it's a good league. There's a lot of exposure up there, and Merritt they really wanted me to come in and be a top player. And I went up there. I played pretty good, but it wasn't a good fit. So, I mean, I guess I should have thought about that a little more when Zecker wanted me to come here. So, but it was good going up there. Good experience.
Now, you're a little bit of a quieter personality off the ice. I mean, even here, just a little more mellow than what people expect when they see your play. It seems like it really took some time for you to get used to Odessa, get used to the locker room and the style of play here in the NA initially. First 9 games, no points, kind of were feeling where you wanted to go. But then in the next 9 games, you go out and you get 12 points, and it's kind of been back and forth since then. Why does it take you so long to really get comfortable, it seems?
Well, the BC is the exact opposite as this. It's a lot younger league, a little bit more passing, and I think here it's chippier, older, a lot more physical. So I guess it just took me a few more games than I'd like to get my foot. But yeah, once I got it, I've been feeling pretty good. So
now let's go on. Let's do some rapid fire questions. See what you have in store for us. To start off, what's the nickname on the team?
Some guys call me P. Some guys call me Ty. Coach calls me Pia. I don't really like that, but I don't know. He's the first one to ever call me that, but those are the names.
All right. What about your favorite hockey team?
Detroit Red Wings.
Favorite player, or the player that you try to embolize out there on the ice?
Definitely Jamie Benn.
What about a favorite food?
Gonna have to go with a nice porterhouse steak.
Do you have any pregame routines before the game?
I like to stick handle a golf ball, get my hands warmed up.
What about any superstitions, whether it be before, during, or after?
I always tie my right skate and give Zecker some spark before every game. That's my ritual.
What about a favorite movie that you have?
Probably Miracle on Ice.
If you could go on a dream date with anybody, who would you choose?
That's a toughie. I think Megan Fox.
Okay. I have my little list of questions here. What about if you could have a superpower?
I'd have to go with oh gosh. Super speed. Yep. Dominate sports.
What about your spirit animal?
I think lion.
Yeah. And then if you could go to karaoke and sing one song, what would that one song be?
Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett.
And then do you have any hidden talents that the people at home may not know about you?
I'm the best fisherman on the team by far.
All right, thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Jacked Up Recap. You can follow us along all season on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or at jackalopes.org.